everyone. It's Allison Sullivan with Stamp Crazy with Allison. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in New Westminster, British Columbia. And I'm just going to make sure that I'm live over on my Border Buddy Facebook group. So I've got all our bases covered and we will be set to go. So it looks like I'm good over there. And I'm just going to show myself over here. So now we're all set over here. I think we're good. Okay, just refreshing to on the group. Make sure we've got sound. And then I'll wait for you guys to join me over here so you can let me know if I've got sound on my other groups. Okay, oops, still refreshing, still waiting. Uh-oh, something's really slow today. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Come on. Hi, Keisha. Can you hear me, hon? Let me know if you can. If you can't, I'll have to start all over again, which isn't the end of the world, but I don't seem to be refreshing over on my Border Buddy group. Let me know if you can hear me, because that's really the only way I can test it, is if you let me know. So, it's just not gonna, it's not wanting to go live on my Border Buddy group. And you're not saying anything, so I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about the group. Hey, hi, yeah, you can hear me? Yeah. Oh, you all just popped on like pop, 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 pop. Thank you guys. Okay, don't know why it's not working over on my group. That's too bad. Oh well, you're here. If you're on YouTube or on my Facebook page, you can see me. And so that's good. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, guys. Nice to see you. Just today, I didn't know what I was going to do. And then I had a Zoom to go on at 10, and I was on there till 12:30. And then I took my dog for a walk. And so then I had to quickly do a card. But I think it turned out better than I thought. So fingers crossed. All good. All right, you guys, let's get started. Hi, myself. Take that over there. And yeah, it's not, I guess I'm not live on my Border Buddy group. Sorry about that, guys. I did actually click over there. Hopefully I'm live on YouTube. All right. I might just be on Facebook, and that's okay. All right, you guys. So we're going to work with the Perfectly Pears. As you guys know, because I've made a lot of cards, it's from the Painterly Pears Sweet Collection. I've got some good news for you. In the sale, the In Color sale, I was shocked and thrilled to see that the sale covers tons of stuff, not just, I thought, ink and refills and paper, but no, it covers anything that has one of the new In Colors in it, the 2025-2027 In Colors. So that includes the fabulous Painterly Pears Designer Series paper. So this is on sale, you guys, for 15% off. So go onto my store and grab it. So I'm showing you this because this is pretty much the last call for my class, for my Painterly Pears class. The class is on the 23rd of August, but I'm going to be mailing out all the goodies on Monday. Yeah. So it comes with the class. It comes with a goodie bag. And the goodie bag has half a pack of this gorgeous paper. So every one of these, okay. And then you also get a full package of the low profile dots, which I believe are also in the 15% sale because the Darling, oh boy, they've got this horrible shadow. Darling Ducklings is part of it. So that's included too. And then I've got, you get half a roll, so 5 yards of the gorgeous, look at this ribbon. This old doll, is it old or Mossy Meadow? Mossy Meadow? Mossy Meadow and gold. So gorgeous ribbon. You get 5 yards of that. So that's part of your goodie bag. And then you also get a card kit. It's got enough to make 8 cards, 4 designs, 2 of each. You get a PDF with directions and measurements and what else? Supplies. And then we join together on a Facebook group, a private group on August 23rd. And then if you can't come live, you can watch it later. Okay. Now, if you don't live in Canada, you get the PDF and the invitation to the group and the crafting live or watching later. So, okay. So that's it. So sign up today. Let me just move this down a titch here, you guys. I feel like I'm a little far away. Okay, so like I said, I was scrambling. I thought, what am I going to make? What am I going to make? And then I remembered that my sister, Ellie, who's on this call, had sent me the most gorgeous card. This was the card she sent me. She used that sunrise sailing. I can't remember. Anyway, I just really love this card. Look at this. Isn't that cool? And I thought, I'm going to make this card, but I'm going to use Pears. So that's what I decided to do. So starting here with the gorgeous Strawberry Slush, which as we know is one of the in colors. And this is just a standard 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. Okay. Then I grabbed some of the Designer Series paper. I picked, this is the one side. I picked this one because I thought this was really beautiful, how I've just got the edges here. Okay. So let's go ahead and glue that down. I'm a little concerned that my husband's going to walk in when I'm actually live. And then my dog, who's in my office minding her own business, will get all excited. And then he'll say, because he won't know I'm live, hi, Gracie, hi, Gracie. And then we'll be hearing all that. Anyway, hope not. See how it goes. Okay, so that's all I've done. Glued it to the front. Okay. Now what I want to do is grab 2 circles from my favorite set of dies, which are the Stylish Shapes. Oh my goodness. Because we're going to be cutting a hole out of the front of this. Okay. So I'm going to grab some of my repositionable tape. I have no other comments than you guys watching me on my Facebook business page. So say hi. I know you're just absolutely concentrating. You just can't believe that I'm doing this and you're just concentrating. So I want to have it kind of like centered at least this way. So I'm going to tape it down so it doesn't move. Okay. And we're going to run that through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Don't you guys know how to do that? So could you see that I actually opened that card up? I'll show you again before we're finished. Oh, now my dog's decided to do some stretching and yoga right down in front of me. Okay, can you hear her? Stomach's growling. So what we did was, you see how I just cut it out the front, okay? And then we've got this piece, but we don't throw that away. We're going to need that, okay? All right, next, I'm going to take the next size and I'm going to cut out a piece of basic white out of that circle. Okay, so let's run that through. Okay. Put that away. All right, so that's what we've got so far. Okay. Now I want to stamp this piece. So I'm going to grab a piece of scrap. I've been saving all these little pieces of scrap. And I'm going to grab the pear images. So this outside one and then this inside one. Okay. And I'm going to use my Memento black ink. And I'm going to stamp just kind of slightly off my little circle like that. Then I'm also going to take a scrap piece and restamp it. So I've got 2 of these. I've got one that's just on a piece of basic white and one that's on that circle. Okay. Next, we're going to grab the inside of the pears. And I've got 2 colors here. I've got the Darling Duckling and the Strawberry Slush, both in colors. So like we said, you can get these if you don't have these colors yet. Grab them on sale. So we're going to ink that up in the, think about it, Darling Duckling. And then we're going to take a dauber with the Strawberry Slush. And I'm just going to go around the outside. Just add a little bit of color. And then I'm going to line that up. Off there. I'm a little off, which is fine. There, I'm going to stamp that in the middle. Okay, so that's one of our pears. And then I'm going to have to repeat it over here. So I'm just going to kind of stamp this and rub it off. I'm not going to completely clean it. So back again, inking up. And then, just a moment, everybody. Grace. Thank you. She stopped at least. She's funny. She sleeps all the time, and then just when I need her to behave, she's like, oh, are you going to do a live? I think I'll make some noise. Okay, there we go. All right, so we've got our 2 pieces. Put those aside. Now for the little pears, we don't have a way to stamp the inside, so we're just going to use blends. So I've got crumb cake, and I'm just going to use that on my stems. And I did kind of add a little bit just around, you know, where the stem kind of attaches. I'm going to just add a little bit there. We'll repeat this over here. Pears come in so many different colors. You can even get red pears, right? So there's lots of color combinations. I'm going to use my light old olive. And I'm just going to color in my okay. Right. Now I'm going to let that dry for a sec, because rather than use my dark old olive, this is my light olive. Rather than use my dark old olive, I'm going to let this dry. And then I'm going to go back in with the same color and just layer more color where I want some highlights, because that works too. You don't have to use a totally different color or a different strength of that color. Okay, so I'm just going to go back in and add a little bit of same light. And I hope you can see that there is a difference. Okie dokie. And if you really wanted effect, you could add some Wink of Stella to that. We might do that if I don't forget. Okay, so that's one, and then I'm going to use the die to cut out this set of pears. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm going to be cutting that out. Then I'm going to grab a piece of one of my favorite colors. I love basic beige. I use this. I never use vanilla anymore. I always use this. I love it. And I'm going to grab the Sentiment Congratulations, and I'm going to stamp it in Old Olive. Okay. Thank you, Ellie, for sending me this beautiful card that I could case in terms of the fun fold. It's nice to have a card as an example, isn't it, for measurements and whatnot. Okay, for this, I'm going to use, there's a little label. There's 2 size labels in this die set. I'm going to use this one. Okay, so let's cut those out. Go. I love when there's framelit dies that can cut out the images that we've stamped. Some people are good at fussy cutting, and some images are easy to fussy cut, but I don't really want to cut that one. I like doing it for me. Okay, so there's some more pieces. Okay, let's just set those aside. Now my inside piece is cut 8 by 5 1/4, and then it's scored at 4 inches. And then it's scored again at 2 inches. So you got this little flap. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and glue that on the inside of our cart. So I found that when I was doing this, I don't know why, but I was getting myself kind of like discombobulated on how this folds. Not folds, but just kind of laying it down. It was throwing me off. So I'm just going to fold that closed. It's sort of like a backward card, right? And that way I can line it up inside where I want it. And then this just gets folded back. Okay. All right. Now, next up, we've got that piece that we cut out of the front. We're going to reuse that. and it is going to go back inside here. And this piece that we stamped is going to go on the inside of that. So let's go ahead and glue that on. Oh, I know I forgot to do something, but I'll finish that in a sec. So let's do that. Okay. I forgot, I have this little piece here that's cut to 3/4 by 4, and it's going to go in there. Might be a little bit too long, like a titch, but I should have glued it before I glued this piece in, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Okay, line that up. This gives it some decoration because Ellie did that with hers, and I liked that. Okay. All right, so now this is going to get fitted inside here. Okay, so this was a tip I shared on another call. I can't remember when, but you only want this circle to be attached to this flap. You don't want it attached to the inside or the card won't open. You might be kind of sad. So layer it where it's supposed to go. Kind of mess that up. So like that. And I'm holding it. Oops, didn't hold it, did I? I kind of messed that up. Let's do this. I'm going to lay this down so that the edge of my tape, so this part of my tape lines up with the fold, okay? And then that way I know I don't want to put glue, just going to make sure, any further than that little line. Because if I do, then it'll glue where I don't want to. Okay. So I'm going to take this back and I'm going to just line this up inside. I'm going to open this up and I can adjust, right? Because we've got the white glue. So I'm going to just adjust. Yeah, that's good. Not gluing where I don't want it. I can take that off and then I'll just give that a nice little press. So now it's only, and then it should, let's hope, fit in this. There we go. It's a little off, but like I said, I've got white glue here, so I'm just going to move it up a titch. Making it worse. That's okay. Going to open it, stick it in. There we go. So sort of works, but the glue is very forgiving. Okay, now if you find that you got a little bit of glue where you don't want, that's okay. Just grab your embossing buddy, tap it on that little glue, and it'll de-stick it. It's good for if you're doing any kind of like a sticker, you want to de-stick it in certain parts. Okay, then we'll just add this with some dimensionals. Guys are so quiet. See, because I'm not being able to watch it anywhere else. Oh, I think maybe the streaming's a little weird today because you guys, when you weren't here and then all of a sudden you were all here. So I don't know if somebody wants to give me a shout out so I know that I'm not talking to, just kind of put that at an angle, I think. And then we've got congratulations. I think maybe the comments are not coming through. You probably are saying something and I can't see it. So I'm just talking to myself. So what can I do? I cut a little piece of the